Celebration. Yes, there's plenty to celebrate here as the boys come back to Wimborne Road after competing in their busiest week to date. And the good news is that they've gone top of the Elite League at last. Well, after their success here on Wednesday, the Pirates were disappointed to go down at Peterborough. But guess what? At Coventry, in their stiffest test so far, they were victorious and picked up the bonus point to boot. Neil Middleditch, who was there, said that he thought it was one of the best matches he'd seen.
The Coventry match, yeah, it was one of the best I've seen. Certainly ranks in the top 5. As I say, it was a great meeting. You know, we went 6 down after 4 heats and then got straight back at them and just kept plugging away. And say it was a tremendous result in the end.
Just a week ago, we were sat here talking about last heat deciders, and we were talking about your choice. You were back on the spot again because it was choosing the man for that vital runoff for the bonus point. You chose Leigh ADAMS. Did it feel like you were on the spot again?
Oh yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Leigh was riding out of his skin on Saturday night. I mean, as was Tony, but I think Leigh was fired up, and I think he was just ready for it. You know, he had no hesitation when I said it. He went yep straight away, so he was ready for it, and that's the sort of commitment I want. And no, he was brilliant. I mean, it was a bit of controversy on the start, and it just all made for a good night's racing, really. I mean, the whole meeting was just seesawing back and forwards, but it was a brilliant meeting.
Well, Pirates are obviously back on top of the league now. It's where you want to be, and I have to say, do you think that's going to keep them fired up, and is it enough?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, Wolverhampton, I mean, certainly don't underestimate them. I mean, they beat us up there the other week, but just by, a couple of points. But yeah, they've got a good sting in their tail tonight, with Simon Stead and Oliver Allen. Oliver was here just last week, so I don't know how they managed to get him in for this week with a 7-day rule, but they obviously have. So, I mean, that's going to be something I've got to look at. But say Krzysztof performed very well at Coventry, one of his best performances, certainly away from home. And just hope he can carry that form on here tonight. And we've got Brent WERNER guesting for us tonight, which again, Brent's no slouch, and so I'm sure he'll do a good job for us.
Okay, well, good luck with all the boys, and have a good one.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, well, 2 of the heroes of that classic victory, Tony Rickardsson and Leigh ADAMS. Tony, the skipper of the side, you must be absolutely delighted that the Pirates are now on top of the league.
Yeah, we've been in so many matches where we typically won, like we had at Peterborough. It was really close and really close to win, and I think everything kind of felt like it swung around to our favour, and it kind of worked against us. So at Coventry it was like pulling the plug. It was such an important morale win too for the whole team to win there.
Obviously at the beginning of the week it wasn't going so well at Wolverhampton. You perhaps still suffering the effects of that Grand Prix fall, but things really clicked into gear, and last week for you it was a paid maximum. Last week on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it was too many meetings to remember. Yeah, it was a really tough week, personally for me too. With just trying to ride through the injuries and stuff. It wasn't bad enough to sit at home and rest, But obviously, when you're racing every day, it's tough to be 100% fit, and when you're not 100% fit, it makes it a little bit harder work. But I think I made the right decision, keep riding anyway, and just to put in a few points extra at Coventry. I think that also helped for us to win the meeting.
Fantastic. Well, Leigh, obviously you played a crucial part because you were in the last heat and it was all about the bonus point. What was it like to go to the tapes for that runoff?
It was a weird one, that we had a few hassles at the start line. Obviously, the start marshal up there, he's just got no idea, and well, he has. He's got a great idea of how to help Coventry riders. Billy was way over on gate 3 and got away with it. So, really, we clashed off the start. We going in the first turn, and I was pretty much on his tail, and he turned it over backwards. So it was an easy win for Poole in the end. So I guess it was justice, really. I felt as though when we lost down here for one. I wasn't set up. I don't think Lukas was set up. It was the first meeting of the year, and I guess they just caught us on the bounce and did us over. So it was justice for that. Get the bonus point, and it was obviously nice, but doesn't really mean that much. I think with the way the system is this year, going to playoffs, it's going to be 2 meetings at the end of the year, and if we can win those 2, we'll be league champions.
Absolutely. Well, to make sure we've got to get to the playoffs, we really need to make sure that this is Fortress Wimborne Road from now on, I guess.
Depends on how much we're going to win away, but obviously it's going to be very crucial to keep winning at home. And I think we've been really mixing results, really easy wins with really tough home wins, So, but if we can smooth it all out a little bit and everybody get a little bit more consistent, I think we'll be all right.
Okay, thanks for talking to us, guys. Have a good one tonight.
No problem.
Okay,
Thank you.
Well, as Neil mentioned in his interview, tonight's visitors are the Wolverhampton Wolves. And I have to say that they haven't had the best of starts to the season. They found it difficult to emulate their season's form last year, where they were the Elite League champions.
Yeah, no, you're probably right there. We've had some problems. Some guys in the team, maybe me in particular, I would say, and but I think we're getting there now. You know, we've made a change. We brought Simon Stead into the team, and that helped us Monday to beat Coventry, and I think it's going to help us a great deal in the future.
Do you think it's one of the problems that when you win the league, you effectively have to dress the team down to meet the points limit?
Possibly, but I don't really have an opinion on that. But you know, that could be right.
Okay, tonight against the Pirates, I know at Monmore Green, you surprised the Pirates a little bit and gave them a really good run for their money. They may have thought they were going to go away with the points, but you certainly had other ideas about that. Tonight at Wimborne Road, do you think that you can emulate that?
It's going to be very hard here, you know, for us. But if we can, I mean, looking at what happened when Bellevue was here, nothing is impossible, you know, and that's the way you got to treat it. It's a very good team, but they can also have a bad day, and we can have a good day, and then it's going to go our way then, you know. So we just got fingers crossed, and we're all keen and to do our best, and we'll give it a go.
I can't let you go without mentioning what you did for us on Saturday, because of course you came in to take the place of one of our missing riders at Coventry and put in a blistering performance. Fantastic. It seems strange because here you are today a few days later and you're competing against the Pirates, but I guess that experience on Saturday means that you know them pretty well now.
Well, I was sort of more there for the reason that we had Coventry on the Monday, you know, and I thought it was good to go there and look at them, and I could see that we had the possibility to win there with Poole, you know, and that would be sort of good for the Monday, I reckon, and it turned out to be. So that was why I did it, but I must say I enjoyed it very much too, and it always feels like I'm enjoying myself when I go to Coventry and ride against the local rivals, you know.
Well, it makes all the difference. I hope you enjoy it again tonight, but perhaps not so many points.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay.
Well, it seems a little strange for me to hear Mikael Max saying that he may be one of the ones that's letting the Wolverhampton team down. I really can't believe that, but nonetheless, we'll see what he's got this evening as he takes to a track that he's normally performed on very well, along with the rest of the Wolverhampton Wolves. But for now, let's go and join Graham with the racing.
So we're underway then with race number 1 here at Wimborne Road in this important Elite League B fixture between the Poole Pirates and the Wolverhampton Wolves. Wolves successfully won the toss and have elected grids 1 and 3 in the opening race, when, as normal, we expect to see the racing line firmly close to the white line. And here, hoping to capitalise on that in the green helmet, Mikael Max for the Wolves. He's number 1, and inside Leigh ADAMS, who races in the red helmet from grid 2. Next to him in the yellow helmet, young David Howe, and on the wide outside, a change to the Poole pairing, and maybe a tactical move this. We've got Bjarne PEDERSEN and David Ruud swapping positions in the Poole 1 to 7. Off they go, and Leigh ADAMS immediately storms into a first bend lead with Mikael Max, Bjarne PEDERSEN and David Howe close behind, but now the race seems to be settling into a potential 4-2 for the Pirates, possibly a winning ride from Leigh ADAMS, followed by Mikael Max, Bjarne PEDERSEN hot on his heels. Bjarne normally riding with Lukas DRYML, but he's moved and swapped places with David Ruud, so it will be interesting to see how the revised pairings shape up for the Pirates tonight. Certainly seems to be working in Heat 1, and with just over a lap to go, Leigh ADAMS, the hero of the Pirates, away clean sweep at Coventry with not only the 2 league points but the bonus point. He won that all-important race off for the bonus point with Billy Hamill. He's the Pirates' hero, and tonight he starts off the hero, winning the first race comfortably ahead of Mikael Max, Bjarne PEDERSEN and David Howe. 4-2 then win to the Pirates. Well, Heat 2 having been a drawn race between the respective reserves, with Krzysztof KASPRZAK adding another win to his growing tally of points, and with Oliver Allen and Simon Stead filling in the minor places ahead of Brent WERNER. The score coming into Heat 2 is 7-5 in favour of the Pirates. The Wolves move back to the inside starting gates, and in green they track Adams Skornicki and his partner Sam Ermolenko. Sam just pulling back off the tapes. Other three riders in line for Poole. The swap around number 4, and that's David Ruud, who has exchanged team places with Bjarne PEDERSEN. So the new pairing, 3 and 4 pairing for Poole, Lukas DRYML and David Ruud. And let's see how they meld together here in race number 3. Of course, Lukas DRYML was missing from that excellent victory up at Coventry. I'm sure he would like to have been there, but his place very effectively taken by Mikael Max. And tapes are up on heat 3, and in the rush into the first corner, it's Adam Skornicki from Lukas DRYML, Sam Ermolenko, and David Ruud gets a bit of a heave-ho on the first bend, drifts a little bit wide, and he ends up at the back of the race. Adam Skornicki, he's had some ups and downs, rather enigmatic Polish rider, but when he's on form, he's certainly a potential match winner for the Wolves, and he's certainly winning this race here with 2 laps down. Lukas DRYML is hot on his heels, but not making the sort of impression that suggests to me that he's going to make a passing manoeuvre, although I'm always made to eat my words by Lukas DRYML. But Adam Skornicki up the straight there, shutting the door on Lukas, letting no room up the straight, and with half a lap to go, it looks as if the pole is going to hold on to this one. Lukas drifts to the outside on the last bend, but certainly not got the drive to pull that one off. And so the Wolves square the match up with that 4-2 there. Adam Skornicki the winner, 2nd Lukas DRYML, 3rd Sam Ermolenko, and 4th David Ruud. 9 points to each side. So on we go to race number 4, and the match is all square, 9 points apiece. Tony Rickardsson makes his first outing for the Pirates, and the skipper moves into gate number 4 alongside Peter Karlsson, who's in the green helmet. Brent WERNER pointless in his first ride. See if he can do a little better this time when once again his opponent comes in the shape of Simon Stead. Simon in gate 2 started the race right at the back of the field, but he superbly rounded Brent WERNER, and so Brent knows that if he wants to make himself a hit with the Pirates fans here at Wimborne Road, that he's got to stop that sort of thing happening this time, and see if the Pirates can possibly move into a slender lead again with the start of heat number 4, and Tony Rickardsson, Brent WERNER do take a winning lead into the first bend. Tony Rickardsson is taking the outside line, Brent WERNER the inside line. Peter Karlsson in green is at the back. Tony Rickardsson looking around for Brent WERNER, and I'm not sure that he's going to hang around in that traffic too long, because Brent is about to be challenged by Peter Karlsson, although Peter a bit tentative, choosing the outside rather than the inside, and Brent WERNER now looks as if he's going to be rounded by Peter Karlsson, so Brent now finishing more slowly than his Swedish rival, and it's Simon Stead right at the back of the field. He might feel suitably inspired, having already overtaken WERNER once, that he's going to do the same in this race, although he's got a considerable amount of ground to make up. And I do think that the American guest for Poole is going to do the business this time and get us the 4-2 that we were looking for on the Pirate side. Tony Rickardsson, a comfortable winner. Peter Karlsson 2nd. Brent WERNER takes that all-important 3rd, relegating Simon Stead back into 4th position. 4-2 to the Pirates. 13-11 the scoreline. Well, a drawn race in heat 5 with Lukas DRYML getting the better of David Howe and Mikael Max means that the Pirates maintain their 2-point advantage. It's still close, it's 16 points to 14 in their favour as we move to heat 6, which lines up with Leigh ADAMS on grid 4. His heat 1 performance was the fastest time here of the season at Wimborne Road, 57.65, very impressive. And Bjarne PEDERSEN, his new riding partner this evening, comes in the blue helmet on grid 2. Opposition from the Wolves comes from Peter Karlsson and Oliver Allen. It's Peter Karlsson in the green helmet on grid 1, and it's Oliver Allen on 3. Wolves look as if they're going to be a bit livelier than their Elite League A fixture here. Of course, this is the B match. Pirates had a 50-plus performance in that one. Of course, Wolves with that 51-39 victory a couple of days ago against Coventry, showing that they're very much an emerging force at this stage of the season. Peter Karlsson grabs a handful on the first bend, and he's out in front with Bjarne PEDERSEN and Leigh ADAMS tucked in behind him. In fourth spot, Oliver Allen. So Peter Karlsson, Bjarne PEDERSEN, Leigh ADAMS, all more or less together as they come out of the pitch turn on lap 2, and trailing somewhat Oliver Allen. And it could be that Leigh ADAMS this time, after that do-or-die effort from grid 4, which didn't quite come off, PK got an exceptionally good gate. It looks like Leigh is indulging in a spot of team riding. I don't think that Bjarne PEDERSEN on his current form has quite got the horsepower to make too much of an impression on Peter Karlsson, but with half a lap to go, it's Peter Karlsson, Leigh ADAMS and Bjarne PEDERSEN to draw the race 3-3, and it moves the scoreline along to the Pirates 19, the Wolves 17. And so, with the match still delicately poised, we're midway through the proceedings. It's Heat 7, and Tony Rickardsson has the first of his inside gate positions of the evening, and having won Heat 4 quite comfortably ahead of Peter Karlsson. We'll see what Tony can do this time against Wolves' only Heat-winning pair so far this evening. It's the pairing of Adam Skornicki and Sam Ermolenko. They took a 4-2 in Heat 3, and let's see this time what Tony Rickardsson can do with Krzysztof KASPRZAK. Krzysztof in the blue helmet on grid 3, and I think that if he can get a good start from that position, he could be looking to be shepherded around for Tony. But of course, they've got to overcome the considerable problem of Adam Skornicki on grid 2, and if he's anything like he was in his earlier outing when he got the better of Lukas DRYML, we could be in for quite a race here. So expectations on both sides as we get the riders in line for heat number 7. And the Pirates, obviously, if they got a 5-1 here, put them 6 points up. That would get Peter Adams' tactical brain working overtime. But, that's all supposition. What really counts is what happens this time, and Adam Skornicki just playing the waiting game, psychology of speedway starts, but they're now being put under orders, and off they go. Tony Rickardsson looks strong from one, but Krzysztof KASPRZAK having to go right out into the dirt in order to get drive, and he's squashed on the back straight, and in the process Sam Ermolenko drives up the inside, but KASPRZAK's moved around Ermolenko into third place, and he's now having a little go at the other Polish rider. So we've got two Poles together, Adam Skornicki and Krzysztof KASPRZAK. Unfortunately for the KASPRZAK though, Sam Ermolenko's giving him a bit of a hard time and nudges him back, and they're a right old ding-dong between these two, and this time KASPRZAK gets the better of Ermolenko. The battle for this one is at the back. We almost forgot to mention the fact that Tony Rickardsson is way out in front. KASPRZAK very keen to give the Pirates a heat win this time. I think realistically his options are now to settle for that second place rather than have a go at Skornicki, but he really is so anxious to please the Pirates fans these days, and he does that time. Tony Rickardsson the winner, but was Adam Skornicki and Krzysztof KASPRZAK in second and third respectively. The 4-2 gives the Pirates a 4-2 heat win and a progressive scoreline of 23 to the Pirates, 19 to the Wolves.
Wanting to explain in unbroken English. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Rickardsson and Krzysztof KASPRZAK. Very good race. So right onto the Pirates pair.
Coming into line for race 8, Pirates 4 points ahead, and it's the pairing of Bjarne PEDERSEN in the red helmet and Brent WERNER in blue for Poole, who line up against David Howe in green and Simon Stead in yellow for the Wolves. An intriguing race this, Heat 8. Not one which we see the superstars, but nevertheless often a pivotal race. Poole could, in theory, go 8 ahead at this time. On the other hand, Wolves, if they're smart from the start, could level the match off again. So intriguing prospect at the halfway stage, and I think Pirates fans here at Wimborne Road hoping that Bjarne PEDERSEN can shake off some rather indifferent form, which seems to have been carried into tonight's meeting in the earlier heats, and he could do something here from grid 3. Certainly if he gets in front, he'll be a difficult man to catch, and he doesn't, because in the yellow helmet Simon Stead gets superbly away, and Brent WERNER just holding on in second place from David Howe. Bjarne PEDERSEN right at the back, and in fact David Howe trying to go around, which he successfully does, and it looks very much as if the worst going to happen for Poole here, and that is that the Wolves are going to go with a 5-1 and move into a level pegging situation at 24 apiece. 2 laps gone, Bjarne PEDERSEN now moving out into the dirt but not gaining a particular advantage. Simon Stead, David Howe, and Bjarne PEDERSEN and Brent WERNER at the back for Poole. So not a particularly inspiring race for the Pirates here as they watch the visiting pairing getting a very good 5-1. Bjarne PEDERSEN closing up, but for a Grand Prix star, he might have been expected to have made a little bit more of a sharper impression here, and as they run into the checkered flag, the Wolves take the 5-1, and that's a great ride from young Simon Stead there, and equally good one from his young partner David Howe. 24 all the scoreline. So heat 10, and Neil Middleditch making a change for the Pirates in this one. The pairing is Leigh ADAMS, and in place of Bjarne PEDERSEN, who we have to admit from the earlier races that we've seen is not exactly hitting the high spots for Poole at the moment. He's just got 3 third places, and his place has been taken by Krzysztof KASPRZAK, the young Pole, reserve number 6, who is certainly putting 100% effort into his racing, win or lose. The opposition from Wolverhampton comes in the shape of Adam Skornicki in the green helmet and Sam Ermolenko in yellow, and with the blue rider, that's Krzysztof KASPRZAK, being drawn on the inside. It could be that with his sharp gating that Neil Middleditch thinks there's a potential heat win on here, and in fact as we said earlier with Krzysztof KASPRZAK, if he's able to jump from the start, he could team up with Leigh ADAMS here and get maximum points, which would be very nice, because with the scoreline wrapped up at 27 after a heat 9 drawn race from Peter Karlsson, then the Pirates do need something to inspire them, and it looks like they've got it, because Leigh ADAMS and Krzysztof KASPRZAK pull out ahead of Sam Ermolenko, and it looks like a 5-1 in potential here, and the 2 Wolves beginning to trail the Pirates. Leigh ADAMS out in front, KASPRZAK second, Ermolenko showing the better of the 2 Wolves, but with half the race gone, it could be that from a scoreline of 27 apiece, the Pirates could approach the interval with a much more healthy situation, a 4-point lead. It's Leigh ADAMS, Krzysztof KASPRZAK, Sam Ermolenko, and at the back there in the green helmet we've got Adam Skornicki, who, having taken 5 out of 6 from his first 2, is trailing right at the back of the field. Last bend then, Leigh ADAMS comfortably ahead. All important though, that tactical change by the reserve switch by Neil Middleditch for Poole paid off handsomely, and it's a 5-1 to the Pirates. Heat 12 then, and the rain starting to fall here at Wimborne Road. The first time we've experienced these conditions so far. This is not looking too oppressive, but nevertheless it's a sharp shower. A couple of changes with the Pirates 35-31 in the lead. They've got programme riders in Lukas DRYML in the red helmet, but in the blue helmet, coming in for his 3rd consecutive race with 2 additional rides there sandwiched either side of his schedule outing, Krzysztof KASPRZAK. So not a sign of his fitness here. He's on that difficult gate 4 again, so it'll be interesting to see how he fares this time, with the Wolves tracking Adam Skornicki, and they've made a reserve change with Simon Stead in the yellow helmet taking the place of Oliver Allen. So off they go into the first bend, and once again it's Lukas DRYML powering into the lead, with Adam Skornicki just holding off the first bend challenge of Krzysztof KASPRZAK, who is winding it on around the outside with Simon Stead back in the 4th spot in the yellow helmet. So Lukas DRYML from Adam Skornicki, Krzysztof KASPRZAK, and now Simon Stead having a little bit of a go there. The wet, tricky conditions there, making the riders just a little bit more tentative on the corners. But 2 laps down, Lukas DRYML from Adam Skornicki, Krzysztof KASPRZAK in blue, having a real go here this evening, and he's certainly earning the respect of the Wimborne Road faithful for his do-or-die effort. And with a lap to go, he's trying his best. He had an earlier dice up with Adam Skornicki. He's having another one now, but Simon Stead just appearing on the scene, and I think Krzysztof is perhaps going to try safety first, although he's having another go around the final bend. It's going to be a 4-2, which moves the scoreline at the interval into Poole 39, Wolverhampton 33. So now the Wolves immediately opening up the prospect of tack sub position, but that switch by Neil Middleditch there with Krzysztof KASPRZAK taking the place of Brent WERNER for Poole certainly paid off with that 4-2 heat win. So heat 13, the rain seems to have passed over here, and the setting sun returns to make this an idyllic June evening after a little bit of dampness. Don't think it's made too much difference to the track, although Lukas DRYML's winning time in heat 12 was in excess of 62 seconds, so that gives some idea of the trickiness of the conditions. Well, heat 13, and it's the clash of the Titans. Peter Adams for the Wolves couldn't strengthen his team by a tactical substitute move if he tried, because he's got none other than the brothers, Mikael Max and Peter Karlsson. They'll see it this time from grids 2 and 4 respectively if they can make any impression on the Poole pairing of Leigh ADAMS, who's in red, and on the inside start, and the unbeaten Tony Rickardsson, the skipper, on grid 3, and he's in the blue helmet. So they're just coming into line. It's 39-33. The scoreline, Pirates 6 ahead with 3 heats remaining. Remember the bonus point that they must get at least a 2-point advantage, and it's Mikael Max who goes tearing into first corner, and Leigh ADAMS coming up the inside smartly, leaving Tony Rickardsson somewhat trailing at the back there, but not for long. It's Leigh ADAMS and Tony Rickardsson. Once again, Tony Rickardsson trying an inside pass. What a wonderful bit of speedway that was by the skipper there to join Leigh ADAMS there at the front, but Tony Rickardsson coming under tense pressure from Mikael Max in this wonderful Heat 13. 4 top Grand Prix stars entertaining the crowd here at Wimborne Road. Leigh ADAMS has got his nose in front, but Tony Rickardsson having certainly the thing to do the difficult job there. You just saw a little bit of a hand signal on Leigh ADAMS, and looks like Leigh ADAMS' bike is beginning to slow, and on the last corner the bike's fading and he's losing power, and oh, that is such a shame for Leigh ADAMS. It looked as if the Pirates were on for the all-important 5-1, and the bike just died and died. Tony Rickardsson had no choice there, he had to go on, and so it was a square 3-3 heat, squared up at 42 then to Poole and 36 to the Wolves. So with 2 heats to go, it's still possible for the Wolves to spring a surprise here at Wimborne Road. So this Elite League B meeting building up into an unexpectedly close and tense finale with that Leigh ADAMS Heat 13 engine failure. There's 6 points between them. The Wolves have a tactical substitute with David Howe in green and Peter Karlsson in yellow, and it seems to have worked for them because Krzysztof KASPRZAK in blue and David Ruud in the red don't look as if they're going to make any impression here. It looked as if Peter Adams had his tactics absolutely right there from the starting gate with 1 and 3 grid positions, and good as he is, Krzysztof KASPRZAK will do very well to break the team riding of this Wolves pair. I'm sure he'll try, but with Peter Karlsson in the yellow helmet covering the outside line, unless something unforeseen happens, we're going to go into the nominated riders heat with the Wolves trailing by just 2 points. The exact margin between the teams when they met at Monmore Green. So the Pirates are first of all going to have to at least share the spoils in order to win the match. and if they do share the spoils, then for the second consecutive league fixture, we're going to see, as we are indeed, with that 5-1 there from David Howe and Peter Karlsson, we're going to see the potential of a race-off for the bonus point. But that would take a drawn race in heat 15 were that to happen. We can expect the Karlsson brothers, we can expect Tony Adams, Leigh ADAMS and Tony Rickardsson. Excitement's catching me out here, and that is a mouth-watering prospect in heat 15. So the all-important heat 15, the nominated riders, no prizes for guessing. I think we more or less hit that right at the end of heat 14, but Poole have lost the toss, and it gives Wolverhampton the distinct 1 and 3 advantage for the Karlsson brothers. And Mikael Max is going to line up from grid 1. Poole have elected to give the skipper, Tony Rickardsson, the red helmet, which means that he'll be off grid 2. On grid 3 then is Peter Karlsson and Leigh ADAMS, the hero at Coventry, and how fortunes can fluctuate in heat 13. He was holding a comfortable 5-1 heat win with Tony Rickardsson right up to the last bend when he suffered engine failure. We subsequently learned that was ignition box breakdown, and obviously that has been completely rectified in readiness for this all-important heat 15. Well, it's 43 to Poole, 41 to Wolverhampton, so the situation is quite clear. Any sort of heat win to Poole, and they win the match and the bonus point. A drawn race means that Poole will win the match, but will have to have a race-off for the bonus point. Any sort of heat win for the Wolves, they get the bonus point and either a win or a draw. So intriguing prospect as they get underway with the first bend, and Tony Rickardsson into the lead. Leigh ADAMS on the inside moves up into second place. Tony Rickardsson gets relegated to the back. Mikael Max is in the lead. Leigh ADAMS is going around the outside. Tony Rickardsson's on the outside. It is all to ride for. Wolverhampton are in the driving seat at the moment. It's a drawn race. Mikael Max in the lead from Leigh ADAMS and Tony Rickardsson. It's Leigh ADAMS trying the outside line and goes around Mikael Max. Now it means that the Pirates are holding a 4-2 and will win the match and the bonus point. But it's halfway through this race. Tony Rickardsson now trying the wide outside. Leigh ADAMS in the lead with a lap to go. Tony Rickardsson only needs to get that third place, but he's not going to be content with anything other than a 5-1 to finish this one off. Around the final bend, it's Leigh ADAMS' all-important race win. Mikael Max second, Tony Rickardsson third. I don't know who got that one. The crowd are up on their feet. It's certainly a heat win. Whether it's a 4-2 or a 5-1 really doesn't matter, because that means that the Pirates have, by the closest of margins, won this Elite League fixture here and won the bonus point. They'll go 7 points clear of their closest rivals, Coventry, at the top of the Elite League. And as you can see, that means everything here, as all 4 riders take the applause of the crowd for a wonderful, wonderful conclusion to this entertaining Elite League fixture here at Wimborne Road.
Well, a nail-biting finish. You couldn't get better than that, with a 47-43 victory to the Pirates, and it means that they don't have to go through that crucial runoff for the bonus point. Well, this is the last slice of action on this edition. There's still more to come, of course, on this tape, but for now, we're going to leave the action for the moment, and Pirates safely at the top of the league, Graham.
Well, yes, I'm sure that all the Wimborne Road faithful will be pleased to see them right up there on top. It looked, with Coventry taking quite a significant lead a little earlier in the season, and particularly with that away victory at Poole, that they were going to run away with it. But Poole have pegged them back. They haven't been consistent in their travels, and the defeat at Bellevue seemed to be an indication that things weren't still quite right in the lineup. But nevertheless, to bounce back at the end of the week and to win and get the bonus point at Coventry, I think was really a statement of their intent. And as Matt has already said, he's really going all out this season to get a team that's going to win that Elite League, and the way they're performing at the moment, who would argue with that?
Well, I think at the beginning of the season we thought that it might have been a runaway victory for the Pirates, because with the likes of Rickardsson and Adams in the side, it really did look as though they're going to get their own way everywhere they went. But it hasn't been like that. The entertainment down here has been fantastic, and if we're going to be served up another season or another half of the season, anything like as good as what we've seen so far, we're in for a treat, aren't we?
That's right, and I know a lot of people who follow the sport can work a lot of things out on paper, and on paper things look pretty set, but when it gets to the real people and the real race meetings, there are always things that go wrong. I mean, a very nearly costly engine failure by Leigh ADAMS this evening when his ignition packed up when well placed, and those are the sort of things and incidents like that where championships are won or lost. So those are the things that make it interesting, and as you say, Nigel, the racing here has been absolutely superb. I defy anybody to say that there's better entertainment in Speedway anywhere in the country or the world at the moment. We've got top line stars, we've got excitement and a great crowd, and that's what makes Pirate Videos, bringing the Speedway to you, such a pleasure.
It has absolutely been a pleasure, and of course there's still more to come. If you've missed any of the Pirate videos so far, make sure you do go and get them. Don't forget that we've got 1, 2 and 3, and this is number 4. So no, this is number 5. But never mind, it's all going so fast we can't keep up. Hopefully the Pirates will though, and don't forget, keep watching Pirate Videos.